Hello, welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean, and today we have a Shortwave Publishing unboxing. I think this is the first titles I've purchased directly from Shortwave, if I'm not mistaken. I have at least one other Shortwave title, which is Obsolescence, but I had purchased that in the secondary market. It was a copy that I believe is now sold out. But anyways, this is also Fracassi Friday, because this is what really drove me to this purchase. But I picked up a couple other titles as well, just because, I mean, you can't just buy one book, right? One little chapbook or short story. So first up here we have a chapbook short story, Haunting Lessons by Patrick Barb. A short story that is, it's signed by Patrick Barb. I knew they said 100 copies were signed. I didn't know, if this was beyond the 100 copies or not. So this short story deals with a father who, he has his dying son, and he teaches his dying son how to return as a ghost. And he soon puts his own lessons to the test to see if, I guess to see if his son will return as a ghost, or if, he has to learn to deal with the passing of his son. Kind of sounds like grief horror, but I'm not really sure how it's going to be. But it should be a nice little short read, nice little chapbook, very, very nice. And it's signed, so can't complain there. Anyways, the one that really drove me to Shortwave for this particular, I like the Shortwave, that's some great graphic design there. Shortwave being the brand of the, Philip Fracassi being on the bottom, the brand of jukebox. So this is a story of a haunted jukebox. It almost sounds like a Twilight Zone episode. I have not read this yet. I know, yes, perfect. The first, it was While Supplies Last. I don't want to say it was the first 100. While Supplies Last, there is a signed Philip Fracassi book plate, and I am thankful to have gotten one of those signed Philip Fracassi book plates. So that is going to be amazing. This feels, like I said, like a Twilight Zone episode. I have not read it yet. I know some people have like ARC copies that they dove in on, and I've heard good things. It's about a haunted jukebox that's bringing people in but won't let people leave. I'm almost wondering if it takes place in Sabbath, because I feel like the jukebox kind of goes to like the 1950s aesthetic of Sabbath. It very well might not have to do with Sabbath. It might just be, like a Twilight Zone kind of pastiche in a way. And finally, we have another little short story or novella. I'm not really sure lengthwise what this would be considered. It comes with a signed art card. We have Stay on the Line by Clay McLeod Chapman with illustrations by Trevor Henderson. This one drew me in because it also sounds like a Twilight Zone episode. It's in the aftermath of a hurricane. I believe it's a hurricane. After a small coastal town is devastated by a hurricane, survivors gravitate towards a long out-of-service payphone in hopes of talking out their grief and saying goodbye to loved ones, only for it to begin ringing on its own. Let's see. As more townspeople answer the call, friends and family believed to have been lost to the storm begin searching for a way back home. That sounds like a Twilight Zone episode. I've heard great things about Clay McLeod Chapman. I actually just pre-ordered... it's now out of print already. I pre-ordered a title from him from Thunderstorm Books. It was one of those like pre-order period ones. But we have a nice little art card here, as well as a secondary art card Stay on the Line. I was like, what is it spelling out here? Obviously spelling out the title, which is signed by McLeod Chapman and Trevor Henderson right there on the bottom. Lift receiver, put the phone to your ear, wait for dial tone. Don't get a dial tone, hear the disembodied voice of a friend or family member instead. Hang up immediately. Do not ever lift receiver again. That sounds like a great concept. I am 100% on board. I don't know if signed copies are still available, but if they are, hey, this is very cheap. It's nice, affordable novella or short story. I'm not too sure about the length is. Trevor Henderson's artwork is creepy as hell. This is like short stories tell in the dark kind of artwork there. I'm loving it. That's the same vibe I'm getting here. Trevor Henderson, he's rocking it. So it looks more like a short story. There's a bunch of pages in the back here with the acknowledgments about the illustrator, about the publisher, as well as other titles that have also been published the Chapman chapbook collection. So presumably these are also shortwave. So Obsolescence, that's the one that I had picked up. So I clearly need to buy some more Chapman chapbooks out there. This is a series that I'm very tempted to buy. I was very tempted to purchase the Killer VHS series. The very first title was Melonhead Mayhem. And I know they've done a bunch since then. I don't think, is that the first one? Or is this a sequel to what the first one was? The first one, I believe, was Melonhead related. But it's a throwback to just like 80s balls to the wall, like B-movie horror. And it sounds fascinating as hell. And I know that the titles come shipped. I mean, this is a very nice box. It got the job done. No books damaged in transit. I know the Killer VHS ones come in like a VHS like case. I mean, it's a box still, a cardboard box, but it's done up to look like a VHS case. If you are old enough to remember what VHS cases look like, walking down the aisles of Blockbuster looking at the tapes. But yeah, Shortwave Publishing. I mean, they've only been in the scene for a few years. But they have made quite a name for themselves. I know Alan has been a big, strong proponent for supporting the authors, especially there was some more recent drama pertaining to another publisher. We will leave that publisher unnamed because we're talking about Shortwave right now, about this other publisher not paying authors until they kind of hounded them for their royalties. And Alan got a lot of praise in that conversation, saying, hey, Alan's only been on the scene for a few years, and he makes sure he pays his writers first and foremost, and that's exceptional. I mean, like I said, I don't have many titles. I feel like I have another one, but Obsolescence is the only one coming to mind. That one had its own little shipping crate as well. I mean, I don't know if they shipped in another box outside of it, but that one had its own, like, actual Obsolescence cardboard box that I actually kept as well. I'm sure maybe it was shipped in another box outside of that, but very, very cool titles. Like I said, it's not necessarily like higher end limited editions, but that is reflected in the price as well. I mean, this is like $15 at most, maybe like $13. I honestly don't recall how much this was. This was $6.99. I mean, these are affordable trade editions. But they're small press trade editions, and usually the first however many or so are signed. I actually have another package on its way from Shortwave featuring Todd Kiesling's new novel, which I don't think mine is going to be signed because that Todd Kiesling was actually kind of what sparked the most recent conversation pertaining to small presses and some small presses withholding payments. I know there was a huge influx of people purchasing Todd Kiesling's new novel, which is through Shortwave Publishing. So I'm sure I was not one of the signed ones, but we'll find out when it gets here, I suppose. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Please check out Shortwave. Once I have read these short stories, I will do a full book review on the channel here. So be sure to subscribe to come back for that. I do at least one book review a week. Plenty of unboxing videos between here and there. From all sorts of small presses, including, like I said, a upcoming second unboxing from Shortwave Publications. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, Alan, for the incredible pack job and the wonderful books. And we'll see you guys around next time.